My name is Yvette Minacho, and I will be presenting on what I learned in PPA 521, Microcomputer Management for Public Administrators. Chapter 1, Introduction to E-Government. In 1969, the Advanced Research Projects Agency Network, ARPANET, refined the technology called packet switching, leading to the first computer network. Networking allowed different people in different locations to use technology elsewhere, otherwise known as email. It was used to communicate and share information. ARPANET was taken over by the National Science Foundation and in 1991 developed the first web server and the World Wide Web. Private businesses, government agencies, and citizens began using this network, enabling interactions between citizens and businesses, resulting in the advent of e-government. E-government uses information and communication technologies and information technologies to support government operations, engage citizens, and provide government services via the internet. When e-government, the delivery of public service, became inclusive of democratic values with e-democracy, citizen participation in governance, and online citizen participation, a new term used to define this was e-governance. E-government and e-democracy are important by helping to improve accountability and transparency in government, as well as building public trust. The Klinger-Cohen Act of 1996 and the E-Government Act of 2002 required government agencies to establish the position of Chief Information Officer to monitor the agency's IT programs and review positions and personnel to make sure that they are achieving agency performance goals for information resources management. Homework, Go Long Beach app review. The app gives citizens of Long Beach the ability to access City Hall 24/7 and send in service requests directly to city staff. The app tracks requests, routes requests, and residents can track the progress of their requests. E-governance is being provided to citizens through this app, and having accountability and transparency in government helps citizens build trust in their local government. Chapter 2, Privacy and Security. Cybersecurity is a process, capability, or state of an information system being protected from unauthorized access and use by both internal and external agents. Cybersecurity risks include vulnerabilities of critical infrastructure, such as internet, wireless transmission systems, servers, or data centers, lack of internal security protocols, such as rules for mishandling data, quality control intervals, or mandating regular updates. Malicious international actors. Cyber attacks used as a weapon in international disputes. Election system equipment vulnerabilities or lack of security features in old machines. Cybersecurity strategies include design risk-based technology programs, formal standards for risk reduction protocols, and application has to be developed. Detect and mitigate cyber attacks. Security updates and strong internal controls can help prevent attacks. Promote awareness of information security and educate your workforce. Increase research and development. Address international cybersecurity challenges. Threat protection mechanisms. The chart to the right shows the use of threat protection mechanisms. As you can see, the highest use in technical area is the use of passwords at 100%. The operational area media backup was rated highest at 97.9%. And in the managerial area, the rating was highest in employee education at 89.6%. Information privacy and security principles. The Privacy Act of 1974 was the first U.S. federal government action to provide principles of the personal information use and guarantee individuals' rights to control his or her information. The E-Government Act of 2002 required federal agencies to assess the privacy impact of all information systems and programs and post privacy policies on government websites. The 5 general requirements it addressed are third-party privacy policies, external links, embedded applications, agency branding, and information collection. 6 key security measures Zhao and Zhao 2010 identified 6 key security measures to improve online security practices. They include proper use of e-government services, username and password authentication, secure socket layer encryption, server management software, intrusion detection software, and investigation of improper activities. Homework Chapter 2. www.longbeach.gov. After reviewing the privacy policy for the City of Long Beach, I found that it covered 3 of the 5 general requirements of the privacy issues initiated by the U.S. federal government. The sections it did cover were third-party privacy policies, external links, and information collection. The sections it didn't cover were agency branding and embedded applications. Chapter 3, Improving Usability. Usability describes how easy the website is to use. The easier to use, the higher the usability score. Usability is based on human-computer interaction. The core elements of usability are efficiency, effectiveness, satisfaction, and security. The e-Governance Institute at Rutgers University in New York completed a series of research surveys starting in 2003. The evaluation consisted of 5 components: privacy and security, usability, content, services, and citizen and social engagement. According to the report published in 2016, the usability of most government websites has improved in recent years. Research also found that e-government sites perform better than many commercial sites, and in general, e-government accessibility has improved despite the growing complexity of the sites. Existing problems and issues. Accessibility shows the extent to which the site and its content are available to a wide range of users. The criteria used to evaluate accessibility are access to the home page with internal links and access to site content and availability for people with impairments. Design and layout. The design layout should be consistent so that people find it enjoyable and comfortable to access the desired information and service without wasting time. A consistent color scheme and well-structured design elements make content easy to read. Navigation. A good navigation structure and navigation tools help users find information easily and quickly on web pages. Suggestions and improvements. A properly designed and maintained government website can improve administrative efficiency and promote the legal administration of government duties. Also, if citizens can access public services online, then the cost of government can be lowered. Homework: www.ci.azusa.california.us. I reviewed the usability requirements on the Azusa City website. The website navigation was easy, the layout and design were clear, content was good, accessibility needs a little work, and some of the contact information was difficult to sift through. The website was efficient. It wasn't very effective when it came to contact. Satisfaction was okay, and the security needed some work. Chapter 4, Content and Informed Citizenry. Moon developed a framework for website content analysis that consisted of 5 stages: information dissemination catalog, two-way communication, service and financial transaction, vertical and horizontal integration, and political citizen participation. This chapter focuses on information dissemination catalog. Information dissemination catalog on government websites. Contact information includes phone numbers, email address, physical location, hours of operation, maps of an office location, sometimes includes photos and/or personal statements. Some government websites also include links to external entities, such as private sector partnerships and state or federal information and services. Many government websites add information about the entity, such as the municipality's mission or vision and history. The events and visitation page provides details to residents and visitors, either in calendar format or list of upcoming events, such as holiday events, blood drives, or public meetings. Policy and ordinance. Simple notices of public meetings along with meeting minutes or transcripts. Changes in city ordinances or new regulations that have been added to municipal website content. Budgeting, reporting, and mapping. Municipal budgets, whether current or proposed, for the coming fiscal year, as well as reports commissioned or relevant to the city or its residents, can be found on the municipal website. More contemporary websites also have Geographic Information System, GIS capabilities that allow for searchable and viewable city mapping. Work and service opportunities. Most municipal websites post information about opportunities to work in the city on their human resources page. The website also provides information on service opportunities and programs sponsored by the municipality or local nonprofit organizations. Content accessibility and dissemination. As mentioned before, accessibility is very important. Some websites offer TDD, phone service, and alt tags for images. In addition, websites are offered in multiple languages. Many cities disseminate information through various modes such as weekly newsletter of city events and opportunities, email to subscribers. Information dissemination may also include critical real-time alerts such as school closing. Emergency management or alert mechanisms can serve as a point of critical content that requires immediate transmittal. Chapter 5, Digital Governance Services. E-government services provide a website with usable and secure content online. This website should engage citizens by fostering democratic participation that represent different values and perspectives. E-government must serve the needs of all citizens and also require equitable access and a basic familiarity with technology, making the digital divide a concern for e-government programs. Digital governance services are tools local governments must leverage, along with traditional methods to improve service delivery and enhance public trust in government. The e-Governance Institute's Digital Governance in Municipalities Worldwide Survey Instrument examines services provided by municipal websites and assesses more than a dozen items related to online municipal services, such as ability to make payments online, application for licenses and permits, checking on response times, etc. Seoul is consistently on top, with New York being in the top 4. Best practices. Organizations often find it easier to implement programs that have been successful elsewhere, and best practice research in e-government highlights innovative approaches to delivering public services online. Homework, Edward Snowden. Edward Snowden is known as an American whistleblower. While working for the NSA, he believed that the government was breaking internet security and privacy rules and spying on the American people without going through proper channels. He believed people's rights were being violated and that the government was violating the U.S. Constitution. He copied several documents that proved that this was happening and shared that information with the press. Snowden stated that sometimes what is legal is not always the same as what is ethical. He did what he felt was right and decided to take a stand for his country. Chapter 6, Citizen Participation. Citizen participation, e-governance, and digital democracy. E-governance refers to digital government and digital democracy. The internet is a convenient tool that can connect citizens and advocacy groups to their government in order to influence the decision-making process. Civic engagement refers to activities by which people participate in civic community and political life, and by doing so, express their commitment to community. 4 main categories of civic engagement include collaboration, communication, new media, content development, organizing, collective action. The Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, the OECD, suggests the following strategies to engage the public. Information sharing, one-way communication, government produces and delivers information for use by citizens. Consultation, two-way communication, citizens provide feedback to government via citizen surveys and polls. Active participation, partnership between the public and government, citizens are involved in the decision and policy-making process. Strategies for fostering citizen participation include online policy forums, bulletin boards, e-meetings, e-petitions, online citizen satisfaction surveys, performance reports and newsletters, e-citizen juries and referenda, and social media. Chapter 7, Social Media Management in Local Government. Adopting social media. 2 drivers that are influencing the way that local governments interact with citizens are an overall increase in the use of the internet and social media by citizens and the move to citizen-centered government. Opportunities include disseminating community information, promoting citizen engagement and participation, trust and transparency, city branding and promotion, and emergency planning and response. Challenges include digital divide still presents difficulties for many local governments. Some groups of citizens, elderly people, are less likely to have access or choose not to use them. Shortcomings in interactive communication and citizen engagement. Social media may be consisting of one-way communication, not being used for emergency planning. Models of social media management. Fully decentralized model. Departments manage their own channels and there is little or no overall coordination. Each department has their own social media account and have no links to other departments. Fully centralized model. One department, usually Office or Department of Communications or the Mayor's Office, has primary responsibility for maintaining the organization's social media channels and liaises with individual departments to obtain content and refer issues or questions to the relevant officer or team. Communication can be slow and heavily filtered through one department, can cause delays in getting information out. Partially decentralized model. Individual departments manage their own social media channels, but with the oversight and guidance of an organizational social media manager. Subject matter experts within each department meet as a cross-departmental social media team. Homework, social media. After reviewing the Seal Beach Police Department Facebook page, I like that the information was updated frequently, dissemination of good information, including emergency information, response and feedback was timely, the department is very involved in the community, and the community appreciates it. Chapter 8, M-Government. What is M-Government? M-Government is a branch of e-government that involves the use of mobile types of information and communication technologies. M-Government is characterized by specific kinds of technologies for public service delivery, such as mobile phones, smartphones and feature phones, PDAs, laptops, and e-readers. Benefits of M-Government. 24/7 government, access all the time and from any place, network and battery power permitting. Streamlining administration and service delivery. Social media involvement by government can reach large numbers of citizens who are members of social media networks. Tackling the digital divide. In almost all countries, 18 to 29-year-olds own cell phones at the same or higher rates than older people. Members showing the digital divide are important because smartphones have been shown to be a powerful tool for helping with poverty alleviation and civic participation. Future M-Government. Equipping public service personnel, such as teachers on field trips or police officers in their daily duties. Mobile technology and the human data footprint. Big data, we'll talk about in the next chapter. The future is increasingly mobile. There is a trend towards mobility based on Moore's Law. Chapter 9, Big Data and Open Government. What is big data? Big data is massive amounts of data that has been collected over many years that is analyzed in an attempt to measure information from past events to assess the future. Big data is digital data. Analysis is possible because digital information is easily managed, transmitted, and stored. Big data is linked data, must contain multiple data sets in order to be analyzed. Big data is social data collected from every person in their everyday actions. Big data is algorithmic data. Asking questions in different ways determines the kind of answers received. Without careful thought given to the way an algorithm asks questions, the answers provided by big data will not be what is expected and the models will be wrong. Two approaches to big data and open government. The public management perspective of big data aims to harness these technical benefits to improve the cost effectiveness of operations, improve accuracy in policy forecasting, or to tailor services to citizen preferences. The public management approach to big data uses analytic techniques to inform decision makers about how to improve their organization's efficiency and ability to meet goals. Civic technology is a very recent approach to e-government technology in the age of digital media. Civic technology is therefore the use of digital technologies and social media for service provision, engagement, and data analysis in ways that have the potential to transform cities and the lives of their low-income residents. Civic technology goals include problem identification, problem resolution, and creating awareness. Chapter 10, the digital divide. The digital divide is those who have access to certain technologies and those who do not. This gap can grow from an individual level to a societal level, and certain populations do not have the necessary resources to participate in the digital era. Factors affecting the digital divide: demographic characteristics, older generations or females, socioeconomic variables, geographic areas, rural or disadvantaged areas, physiological or mental handicapped persons, and ethnic and cultural factors. Digital divide implications for e-government. Digital divides can increase inequality among already underrepresented portion of the population. The consensus becomes not how to develop new technologies, but how to connect people to these technologies. Good governance in ICT implementation needs to revolve around the desired goal of equity to avoid discouraging usage by those who are of lower income, education, and literacy. Homework, the digital divide. I feel that communication was best for the entire world in 1985 before the big corporations took over. 1985 was the year that big corporations started to take over traditional media. Once the corporations took over, the news became unreliable and biased. Independent news reporters were finding conflicts of interest in the news stories that they wanted to run. Also in 1991, the World Wide Web was introduced to the public, and online is where people got their news. Once the internet came about, people didn't have to read the actual newspapers. They could find hubs that supported their views without having to sort through all of the data. Chapter 11, the functionality and feature of e-government. There is a growing need for improved communications and services to citizens, and government-to-government transaction has never been greater as the public demands better communication and information from government at all levels. The following can be used to review policy, and that must be considered by CIOs and other managers when implementing e-government: privacy, cybersecurity and identity management, trust, usability, timeliness, connectivity, capability, and unintended consequences or obstacles. Homework, the functionality and future of e-government, residential website analysis for the City of Long Beach. The City of Long Beach website met all of the policy review items such as privacy, security, and identity management, trust, usability, timeliness, connectivity, capability, and unintended consequences or obstacles. There were a few areas that were lacking, such as there was no site map present on the homepage, the calendar of events was not searchable, forms are downloadable but not electronic or fillable online, overall medium-high usability. Implementation of content and best practices. In the future, I plan on setting up a nonprofit organization to benefit my community. When setting up my website, I will constantly review usability and accessibility to make sure that everyone is able to access and navigate my webpage. I will have up-to-date security and strong internal controls to mitigate cyber attacks. I will create and keep up to date on social media and create a place for citizen engagement.